Battling the bitter winters, climbing steep mountain peaks, walking through the harsh cold terrain.
We've done some very serious treks, some high altitude treks, some very dangerous twists and turns.
Thrilled in search of the elusive snow leopard.
I thought snow leopard was just a cat. I think snow leopard in this area is an institution.
13 passionate adventurers led by the gritty Ajeet Bajaj took to an extreme environment with temperatures as low as -25 degrees.
I'm Ajeet Bajaj and I have the proud privilege of leading the Times Passion Trail's winter trek to Ladakh in search of the snow leopard.
Times Passion Trail takes you through this amazing winter trek in Ladakh. Known as the land of passes, Ladakh is one place to gain the thrill of adventure. Blessed with an amazing topography, hilly terrain, rocky cliffs and high altitude peaks, this region offers a plethora of trekking tours. Motivation, fitness and focus. Trekking in Ladakh is all about experiencing the true form of nature in the most alluring manner.
It's something, everybody would want to get on, and we all been really passionate about trekking, and to come on a winter trek in this difficult terrain, something we really look forward.
It's great to be able to follow your passion and do adventure thrills together, but to be able to share it with a group of people that makes it even more special.
And this is why Times Passion Trail took these adventure fanatics from across the nation to this one-of-its-kind trek to witness the pristine beauty of Ladakh.
Every second of it, every minute of it, it's just nature at its best.
Walking is the best way to explore this region. The first day was all about acclimatizing.
Capturing me is sheer hard work, but nevertheless passion is there.
This is something which was my passion and I really wanted to do for a very long time. And the way I just read the article and I was like, this is it.
The warm-up session for the trek began with a visit to the famous Shanti Stupa.
So this Shanti Stupa is basically a peace monument. It was, if I'm not mistaken, inaugurated by the Dalai Lama for world peace, and it is one of the prominent landmarks in Leh.
Situated at a distance about 5 kilometers by road from Leh, one can reach here by climbing 600 steps. The climb was strenuous, evident by the breathless faces of the trekkers.
It's a very tough climb. I think it's more than 1,000 steps, I would assume, and at this altitude, it really it's really taxing on you.
The greatest attraction was the stunning view of Leh. The cool breeze energized the group, and what followed was a photo session that lasted for hours.
Oh, the feeling was exhilarating. It was like top of the world. So, doesn't get better than that.
The team seems to be acclimatizing really well. This is winter in Ladakh and we had to be really careful, but as you can see all around, the team's doing really well. We just climbed, I think, about 1,000 steps to get up to Shanti Stupa. They're all doing well. We're getting along really well.
Day 2 started with a trek to the famous Tikse Monastery. Atop a small hillock, it's a Buddhist monastery where you can feel the peace and tranquility of the region.
Yesterday we had a late night and then again to get up in the morning was like two thoughts that should we go or shouldn't we go. But I think to come here, all those thoughts are nowhere there because it was beautiful, serene, and it was so peaceful. I mean, when they were praying, I think everything was just so calm, and you could only think of the prayers that time.
The monks begin their prayer sessions at 8 in the morning, and visitors are allowed to sit around the main entrance and observe them in silence. The chanting session by the monks bring out a feeling of solace and utmost devotion.
Very surreal. I think it was quite overwhelming. I think I knew what to expect when I came in here because we've always heard about how wonderful it is when you are amongst these monks and their meditation and their chanting. But to experience it firsthand, and this is the first time I was coming in here, surreal actually.
This valley that we are going up to, people have seen the snow leopard.
A name which is synonymous with beauty and the mystic peaks of Ladakh is the Stok Kangri. After a 2-hour drive, the team reaches Stok Valley.
The other thing is, if at any stage you are unsure about the path, stop there.
A quick session about the do's and don'ts with their leader Ajeet, and the team is all set for a new experience. Crossing the frozen river by walking on it.
We came to village Stok today and we trekked up towards the Stok Kangri. Of course, we were nowhere close to the Stok Kangri, but it's a nice frozen river and we've done a little bit of the chadar trek of our own and walked through this gorge and it was beautiful.
This is like quite relatively good terrain for us. It's like good, not really adventurous I would call, but a nice comfort hike for us and really good to get along with all the teammates, come to know about their strength and weaknesses, stuff like that. Been good so far.
The weather and terrain might have shaken their confidence, but if they could withstand the first few days, the journey ahead would promise an enriching experience.
It's always nice to get out, and whenever you get out in the elements, there's always apprehensions, there's always fun. How cold will it be? It's been pretty cold today, there's no sun. Will you be cold? Will you be too warm? It's never too warm, it's always too cold. So yeah, but it's good fun.
Coming up, it's time to pack their gear and head towards the higher terrains.
Day after is when the action begins. That's when we go to Husing and begin our search for the elusive snow leopard.
If you want to experience something similar and extraordinary, log on to yatra.com for interesting packages. It's a cold winter morning in Ladakh, but the weather has not deterred our adventurers from turning up on time.
As the team leader, I had 3 concerns while we were here in Leh. The first one was that everyone should acclimatize really well, get used to the cold, and third was that we need to start working together as a team, and I think I'm really happy. The team's doing really well.
The weather looks a bit challenging, but we are all set, yeah.
It's time to pack their gear and head towards the higher terrains. The trek to Jingchen traditionally starts at the bridge over the Indus in the Spituk village, which lies close to the entrance of Hemis National Park.
We have just entered in Hemis National Park and this is the most prospective area to spot snow leopard.
This is getting on to be a bit of a rush, a good adrenaline rush. I'm very happy to be here and I think all of us are geared up to see the snow leopard. Chances are bright. Who knows, we might be very lucky.
Barren mountains, rocky roads, wobbly terrain. The local naturalist Namgyal, who heads the Snow Leopard Conservancy India Trust, is also trekking with the team. Navigating through the natural beauty of the mountains, the team had a chance to see the spectacular bird life of the region.
Well, till now we saw the golden eagle on the way. It's a really beautiful bird, it's one of the most powerful avian predators. and then we saw the roosting site of the Himalayan griffin, which is another bird of prey in this area.
Namgyal also educates everyone on the wildlife of the region.
In this area, this is very special. We are nearby Jingchen, within the Hemis National Park, and this area is actually known for mountain sheep and goats. This is the only place on the planet where 4 mountain sheep and goats come together, and those are the Tibetan Arkali blue sheep, Ladakh urial, which is an endemic species to Ladakh, and the Asiatic ibex, of course.
After a 3-hour journey, the famished team finally reaches the campsite in Husing.
It was a road which just didn't end, and there was all stones and all rocks, and we had to walk the entire thing. And it was we thought we'll never reach, but I think it was about 1.5 hour walk, and here we are.
First thought that we had when we all came to Camp Husing is wow, where are we? The landscape here is so surreal. You can tell that this is, this looks like the area where we saw a couple of films on the snow leopard before, and you could sort of see the terrain, and we can tell that this is where the snow leopard really lives.
And I'm so excited to be here. So excited to be here. Look at my beautiful tent.
My house for the next 4 days.
This is my house for the next 3 nights.
A quick break and the team will be set for sighting the mysterious snow leopard.
Well, we are in Camp Husing and we are all excited to have reached our campsite rather quickly and looking forward to the post-lunch trek to see the elusive snow leopard.
A few hours later, it's time to leave and head for the first major trek to track the snow leopard. The team heads to the vantage point above Camp Husing.
We're going to head out into this beautiful valley called Husing. That's where there have been some signs of snow leopard movement. We're going to go there and we're going to pull out our scopes.
During the trek, they witnessed fresh signs of the snow leopard's rock scent.
2 days ago, that snow leopard walked down here, sprayed here, and then walked up this valley. You can see even the hair on this marking site here.
The trek from Husing takes them through a narrow gorge, and after climbing the steep hikes, they reach the vantage point. The chances of spotting a snow leopard in its natural habitat are very remote.
Apparently the snow leopard is very sensitive to noise, and while it's a big group, we're 19 odd people, we really need to be really soft on our toes and the way we speak. We don't want to disturb the snow leopard so he doesn't rush off from here to somewhere else. So we are all walking, but we are following a very strict code of silence.
After almost half an hour of sighting, they spot the first blue sheep, which is the main source of prey for the elusive cats. The blue sheep brings in a sense of excitement and thrill for these trekkers.
Yeah, we saw a blue sheep, we saw this giant eagle. Everybody has their cameras and binoculars and scopes out. It's super exciting, and we keep exchanging stories about where the last leopard sighting was. It's been really fun.
It's day 6 of the Yatra.com presents Time's Passion Trail, and there is a lot in store for the team today.
7 a.m. in the morning, and we're all excited, heading towards Tarbong, one of the best places to spot snow leopard around, and we're giving a maximum chance to spot a snow leopard.
Bags are ready, trekking boots are on, and the food has been packed. It's time for the team to head to their next destination.
I'm ready to wake up at 5 in the morning and go out there to look for it. We have lots of amazing trackers here with us. We're really lucky. Ajeet has organized amazing people for this whole expedition, so it's going to be a great time.
We're heading down the track over here to one of the highest valleys over here, and that should be a long trek. So we're expecting to be back only by evening, say around 5:30 or 6 o'clock.
Another day of climbing the steep mountain slopes, and the team is helping one another cross the rough terrain.
Physically tough. I think we hiked somewhere like higher than 2,000 feet from where our camp was. So every day our routine is pretty much that we hike up to a higher altitude where we sort of set up our scopes and our cameras, and then we're waiting. And sometimes it gets tough because it's really cold up there. It's really windy, but it's also the best spots to really get a sighting.
With the help of local trackers and guides, the team went in search of snow leopards to the interiors of Tarbung Valley. On their way back, the weather gods decided to show their powers. It started snowing, rarely offering any breather all through the return.
You know, we've had a fantastic day. We went up to Tarbung. We saw 11 bharals on a snowfield. It was a beautiful walk. We scanned all around, came back.
All the mountains which were around, which you would have seen earlier, were all brown. And in about an hour, by the time we were sitting there, everything was white. So it was majestic.
There was still no sign of the snow leopard, but the snowfall and the majestic mountain scenery covered it all up. The trek to the Rumbak village was unforgettable. Walking on the snowy landscape was a truly unique experience.
The hike was extremely strenuous. The pathways were very lean. Nevertheless, it was very thrilling.
Basked in the magical views of the snow-capped trenches, the trek through the Rumbak Valley was surreal.
By far one of the toughest thing I've ever done. Very, very treacherous terrain, and I swear there were moments when I was like, oh, why am I doing this to myself?
The team reached Rumbak and settled well in their homestays. A clean, comfortable room lit by candles and furnished in traditional Ladakhi style.
The moment you reach the homestay, the Ladakhi people, it was awesome that you could have such a beautiful village in such a far end corner of the India.
I think we all loved it because the Ladakhi people here are just so warm and hospitable in spite of these very cold conditions.
Really is a magical place, and I've already committed to my homestay family that I'm going to bring my kids back over the summer and stay with them again.
An experience that cannot be expressed in words.
We live in worlds of our own, and very busy worlds of our own, but we don't realize that the world is much larger out there. Like, there is a much bigger universe which is out there, and we hardly know anything about it. And thanks to Yatra and timespassiontrails.com, we have been able to kind of discover this beautiful world.
A trek that needs you to not just survive, but thrive in these conditions.
It's not only the passion, it's also the people you share the passion with. I think right from the people who led the whole expedition, like Ajeet, or from the people who were tracking throughout, people who knew about the wildlife, or from the participants, so it was the whole experience as such.
Very happy to see that our passion, and this was a Times Passion Trail, passion is not about instant gratification. So I'm so glad we've not been instantly gratified by having the privilege of having seen the snow leopards.
And for these 13 lucky participants, this edition of the Yatra.com presents Times Passion Trail has left a place in their heart and soul, and memories that they will cherish for life.
I just had the greatest time, and I'm so grateful to Yatra and to Times for organising such a fabulous trip. I'll never forget it.
And absolutely full gratitude to Yatra and the Times Group for organizing the Times Passion Trail. This has been an experience of a lifetime. We're all going to go back with such fond stories. So I'm really, really grateful for them.
I think the Times Passion Trail is a fantastic initiative, and I would want to tell my entire fellow citizens that make use of this wonderful country that we have, and get out there, go and explore in a very sensitive, in a very sustainable manner, but enjoy what we have.
If you want to experience something similar and extraordinary, log on to yatra.com for interesting packages.